Children, today we are going to start the next exercise of trigonometry. This exercise is based on trigonometric functions of sum and differences. Right, children? In the previous exercise, we have studied about the concept that sine of minus x is minus sine x, sine cos of minus x is cos x, and tan of minus x is minus tan x. So we are going to use this for our provings, right? For our next exercise. This is a unity circle, children. We have studied this unity circle. Now first we are going to take the help of the unity circle to prove that this relation is correct. That means the cos of x plus y is equals to cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. What is x? Suppose in this unity circle, this x is the arc, length of arc AP. Unity circle means radius 1 unit, right? Radius 1. So this arc is of length x units and this arc PQ is of length y unit. In a unity circle, the length of the arc and the angle subtended by the arc is same. That means this angle will be x and this angle will be y. So if we move below x-axis, so this arc is of length y, so the angle subtended by this arc will be minus y. Right, children? So from the point P, if we calculate the coordinates of P will be cos x sin x. The coordinates of Q will be, because the angle subtended by this arc is x plus y, right? So this arc length is x plus y, so the coordinates of Q will be cos x plus y sin x plus y, right? Similarly, if we move below x-axis, so this angle is y, so the coordinates of R will be cos of minus y and sin of minus y. Right, children? Now we got the coordinates of P, Q and R. Now if we calculate the length of PR and AQ, let's see. From the figure we can say that if we have to calculate the length of arc AQ, that will be arc AP plus arc PQ. Arc AP plus arc PQ. So the length of arc AQ will be combining length x plus y. AP is x, PQ is y. So AQ, length of arc AQ will be x plus y. Similarly, the length of arc PR will be, this is x, this is y, so it will be x plus y. The length of arc PR will be x plus y. That means the length of AQ and the length of PR is equal. Both the arcs are of equal length. So when the arc are of equal length, the chords subtended by the arcs or formed by the arcs are of equal length. Equal arcs subtend equal chords, right? If the arcs are equal, then the chords are equal. We have studied in class 10th chapter circles. This is a theorem, right? That means if AQ and PQ arcs are equal, then the chord AQ and chord PQ are of equal length. So here we have proved that chord AQ and PR are equal. So if the chords are equal, then the squares of the chords will be equal. That means AQ square equals to PR square. Now AQ is the length. If we can do the square of length, it will be, what is the formula, distance formula? Yes, x2 minus x1 to the whole square plus y2 minus y1 to the whole square, right? Under square root. So if we do the square of the distance formula, d square, it will be x2 minus x1 to the whole square plus y2 minus y1 to the whole square. That same formula I have applied here. If we calculate the length of AQ square, it will be, this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, y2. So this will be x2 minus x1 to the whole square or y2 minus y1 to the whole square. Similarly, it will be cos x plus y minus 1 to the whole square, then sin x plus y minus 0 to the whole square. Right? Understood? This is the length of AQ. Now I am finding the length of PR here. So for this, suppose this is x2, x1, x2, y2, x1, y1. It will be x2 minus x1 to the whole square plus y2 minus y1 to the whole square. So if you do that, then that means cos x minus cos of minus y to the whole square plus sin x minus sin of minus y to the whole square. Right, children? So when we do the square of this term, it will be a square plus b square minus 2ab. Right? And if we do the square of this term, so this will be sin square x plus y. Right? Now let's see here. Cos of minus y is plus cos y. So it will be cos x plus cos y, cos x minus cos y. So it will be cos square x plus cos square y minus 2 cos x cos y. Sine of minus y is, it will be minus sine y, so it will become sine x plus sine y. The square of this term will be sine square x plus sine square y plus 2 sine x sine y. Right, children, understood this much? Now the value of cos square x plus sine square x is 1. The value of cos square y plus sine square y is 1. And I have taken minus 2 common from these two terms. So when we do that, minus 2 common, it will be cos x cos y plus minus sine x sine y. Right, children? Similarly, this left hand side, if you see cos square x plus y plus sine square x y plus y, it will be 1. And this one will be written here. So you can see 2 1s here and 2 1s here. Both will get cancelled. They will cancel each other. This minus sign will get cancelled. Then this 2 will get cancelled. So what will be the answer? In left hand side we'll get cos x plus y, and in right hand side we'll get cos x cos y minus sin x sin y. Right, children? Understood, all of you? Note down, please. Children, let's see another formula. Now we have to find the value of cos x minus y. So this cos x minus y can be written as cos x plus of minus y. That means we can take minus inside the bracket. Both terms are same. So when we apply the formula cos x plus y here, it will be cos x cos y. That means the y is minus y minus sin x sin minus y. Now we know that the cos of minus theta is cos theta. So it will become cos y. And sin of minus y will be minus sin y. So this minus minus will become plus. It will be cos x cos y plus sin x sin y. Right? So when the plus sign is there, you will get minus here. When minus is here, you will get plus here. Right, children? Understood? Let's see another formula, cos pi by 2 minus x. We all know that cos 90 minus theta is sin theta. Let's see how. Using this formula. Cos 90 minus x can be written as cos 90 cos x plus sin 90 sin x. Cos 90 is 0. This whole term will become 0. And cos sin 90 value is 1 into sin x. It will be 1 into sin x will be sin x. That means cos 90 minus x, we can say that the value is sin x. Right, children? And suppose if we calculate the value of sin 92 minus x, sin 90 minus x, sin 90 minus theta, sin 90 minus x can be written as cos 90 minus 90 minus x. So cos 90 minus x is, we have shown here cos 90 minus x is sin x. So sin x can be written as, we have considered this whole term as x. This whole term as x. So sin x, considering this whole term as x, can be written as cos 90 minus x. Right? Understood, children? So when we apply considering pi by 2 as x and 90 minus x as y, when we apply in this formula cos x minus y, we'll get the result cos x. Right, children? Try to solve. Note down this much first. Now let's see few more formulas, children. Here the first formula is sin x plus y. We have to find the value of sin x plus y as prove that sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. Let's see how. Sin x plus y, children, can be written as cos 90 minus x plus y. Here, any problem here? You have studied that cos 90 minus theta is cos 90 minus x is sin x. We have just proved in the previous board. Now if we open this bracket, then you can say that it will become minus x minus y. So we can separate the terms as cos 90 minus x minus y. Now this is the whole term as x and consider this term as y. So cos x minus y formula is cos x cos y plus sin x sin y. Right? And cos 90 minus x is sin x cos y, and sin 90 minus x is cos x. Cos 90 minus x, sin x, sin 90 minus x, cos x and sin y. So from here we got the value of sin x plus y as sin x cos y plus cos x sin y. Right, children? Similarly, when we solve sin x minus y, we'll get sin x cos y minus cos x sin y. Right, children? And when we have to calculate the value of tan x plus y, it will be sin x plus y upon cos x plus y. So when we substitute these values, this formula is for sin x plus y, and cos x plus y we have studied cos x cos y minus sin x sin y, and divide both the numerator and denominator by cos x cos y, we'll get this value tan x plus tan y upon 1 minus tan x tan y. So when plus is there, you will get plus in the numerator, minus in the denominator. When minus is there, you will get minus in the numerator and plus in the denominator. Right, children? Note down please. That means tan x minus y is tan x minus tan y upon 1 plus tan x tan y. Note down please. Let's see few more formulas, children. As we have discussed, tan x minus y will be tan x minus tan y upon 1 plus tan x tan y. So when we convert tan into cot, then we'll get cot x plus y. It will be cot x cot y minus cot y plus cot x. And when we find the value of cot x minus y, the formula will be cot x cot y plus 1 upon cot y minus cot x. Right, children? The formula for tan x plus y plus z will be tan x plus tan y plus tan z minus tan x tan y tan z whole upon 1 minus tan x tan y minus tan y tan z minus tan z tan x. If we multiply sin x plus y into sin x minus y, we'll get the result sin square x minus sin square y. And if we multiply cos x plus y into cos x minus y, we'll get the result cos square x minus sin square y. Right, children? Please note down the formulas. Now let's discuss few sums, children. Suppose it is given that cos 210, find the value of cos 210 degree. Right. Now cos 210 can be written as cos 180 plus 30 degree. 180 plus 30 is 210. So we can write cos 210 as cos 180 plus 30 degree. And we have studied that in case of 180 degree, their trigonometrical ratio will remain same. Right. In case of 180 and 360 degree, trigonometrical ratio will not change. And if it is written 90 plus theta, 90 minus theta, 270 plus theta, 270 minus theta, the trigonometrical ratio will change. Sine into cos, cos into sine, tan into cot, cot into tan, and sec into cosec, and cosec into sec. Okay, children. So 180 is there. So cos will remain same. 180 plus theta. If you remember, you are adding something to 180 degree. This angle will lie in third quadrant. 180 plus means third quadrant. In third quadrant, cos is negative. So it will be minus cos 30 degree. Understood, children? This is very important to understand. Cos 180 degree. 180 degree, no change. Cos will remain same. 180 plus something, that means this angle will lie in third quadrant. All sine and cosec, second quadrant, and third quadrant, tan and cot positive. And fourth quadrant, cos and sec is positive. Remember, ASTC graph. So in third quadrant, cos is negative. That's why minus sign will come. Minus cos 30 degree. Cos 30 degree as value, root 3 by 2. That will be, the value of cos 210 will be minus root 3 by 2. Understood, children? Let's see another sum. In this sum, we have to calculate the value of sine 19 pi by 4. Now, I have to convert this into smaller angle. 19 pi by 4, I am converting into smaller angle. Like 19 pi by 4 can be written as 4 pi plus 3 pi by 4. You can also convert into some other angle. I have converted into 4 pi plus 3 pi by 4. 4 pi can be written as 2 plus 2 pi plus 3 pi by 4. Now, this integer could be any, this n can be any integer. If it is written 2 pi plus theta, it will be sin theta or cos theta or tan theta. It will be remain same. So, we'll get the same value of the angle. Sin 2 into 2 pi plus 3 by 4 pi by 4 will be sin 3 pi by 4. Right, children? Again, I have converted this 3 pi by 4 into smaller angle by writing 3 pi by 4 as pi minus pi by 4. Sin 180 minus theta is, we know, sin theta. Right? 180, no change, sine will remain sine. 180 minus something, second quadrant, sine is positive. So it will be plus sine pi by 4. Sine pi by 4 has value 1 by root 2. So this value of sine 19 pi by 4 is 1 by root 2. Alright, children, note down please. Let's see another sum, children. In this sum, the question says if theta equals to 100 degree, determine the sine of sine theta plus cos theta. That means the sine of this term we have to calculate. Now, children, just going to the concept, if you remember that if theta 1 is greater than theta 2, then sine theta 1 will be greater than sine theta 2 because the value of sine theta increases from 0 to 90 degree. So if the angle is lying in the first quadrant, that means greater the angle, greater its value in sine case, right? So if we can calculate the value of sine 100 degree, then we can write sine 100 as sine 180 minus 80. Sine 180 minus theta is sine theta, sine 80 will get. If we find the value of cos 100, that we can convert 100 as 90 plus 10. So sine 90 plus theta is minus sine theta. 90 plus theta, in 90 cos will change into sine. And because 90 plus you are adding something to 90, that means the angle will come in second quadrant. And in second quadrant cos is negative. So it will be minus sine 10 degree. Right? And we know that sine 10 is lesser than sine 80. That means this angle is greater, this angle is lesser. Right? So now we have to calculate the value of sine 100 plus cos 100. So in place of sine 100, I have written sine 80 plus in place of cos 100, I have written sine minus sine 10 degree. Right? Now we know that this value is greater minus this value is smaller. So when greater minus smaller happens, we always get the answer greater than 0. So the value of this term sine theta plus cos theta will be positive. That means the sine 100 plus cos 100 will be always positive. Right, children? Note down plus. Let's see another sum, children. In this sum, the question says if 8x equals to pi, show that cos 7x plus cos x equals to 0. This is our question. This is given 8x equals to pi and we have to prove that cos 7x plus cos x equals to 0. Let's see the solution. It is given that 8x equals to pi. So 8x can be written as, children, 7x plus x, right? And if we transfer x that side, it will become 7x equals to pi minus x, right? Take cos both sides. What we'll get? Cos 7x equals to cos 180 minus x. Now cos 180 minus theta. Again, in case of 180, cos will remain cos, same. And in second quadrant, 180 minus theta lying in second quadrant. In second quadrant, cos is negative. So what we'll get? Minus cos x. That means cos 7x equals to minus cos x. When we transfer this minus cos x, this side will get cos 7x plus cos x equals to 0. Alright, children. Note down, please.